scary inside the restaurant, not knowing what was going to happen. You see a customer who was known to the Church's Chicken employees trying to pay what was believed to be a fake $20 bill, and somehow that precipitated him opening up gunfire, ended up killing one individual of at least 3 people that he shot at the time at this Otay Mesa Church's Chicken. So San Diego police officers still on scene. They have the parking lot taped off of yellow caution tape. As we're gathering more information, detectives are out here actively trying to gain more information. Employees are being questioned right now. Friends of people who are inside are anxiously waiting, trying to see what was going on. Is their loved one safe? As we're working to gather much more information on the shooting that unfolded, with what a witness was telling us believed to have started after paying with the fake $20 bill. Barbara Lee and Carlo.
All right, Heather Hope reporting from Otay Mesa. Heather had mentioned that police were planning on addressing the media shortly. If that happens, we will bring that to you. In the meantime, stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Of special training, a shootout with the suspect. 2 officers died from their injuries. San Diego PD came up with our modern-day SWAT concept.
What's that moment like for you? Excitement, adrenaline. We'll never say that I haven't been afraid.
This is what we're going to do to make this never happen again. It doesn't get any better than San Diego Police Department and SWAT team.
Notorious child killer Susan Smith, 25 years later. What's life like for her behind bars? Next Inside Edition.
Tonight at 7:30 on CBS 8.
Jesus Christ Superstar at the Civic Theater, November 12th through the 17th.